Hey, this is Jonathan Cho. Just continuing on from the topic of yesterday's video about the euro dollar and the dollar yen and just the US dollar in general. If you look at this daily chart of the euro dollar, what you have is this left shoulder, head, right shoulder, an overall inverse head and shoulders that at this blue zone, which I drew in yesterday's video, was kind of the last stand where this head and shoulders, this inverse head and shoulders, could have really turned around, and you could have seen a big turn to the upside. And you did have an attempt to do that. You had a minor higher high on a shorter term chart and a retest of the highs to break out higher. It failed, and what you had at the end of last week was a big drop to the downside in the euro, and basically you just have that continued overall weakness continuing now today, where because this inverse head and shoulders is basically now all but completely negated, it seems. Because of that, if it's not going to be bullish, what's causing this negation of this head and shoulders is just a lot of underlying weakness. And so what you're going to have is likely continued weakness going forward. Now that doesn't mean you're not going to have a pullback, but any move, you have price right now, around 105.79. Any move back up to the mid 106s is going to get sold down, and right now you actually don't have a huge amount of support, but you do have a lot of support once you get down into the low 105s. So mid 106s and then the low 105s is a lot of support, resistance and support. Until then, it is a bit difficult to trade euro dollar with a lot of conviction. But what you can use as a guiding force, among other factors, is dollar yen. If you look at dollar yen's been in this big correction from the 118s. I'm personally very bullish. There's a lot of technical reasons to think that there is significant upside going to the for dollar yen to head back into the 118s, 120s, even 130s. But until this turns around and you see a break higher, this hasn't started yet, right? So right now I'm looking at this daily chart, and one thing to notice is that you've had a lot of support in this daily chart at the 110 area. So if you see all of these wicks, you're seeing a lot of buying there anytime it gets down there. If this 110 area holds, which I think there's a greater chance than not for this double bottom to occur, like a double bottom and like a higher low forming right now where my arrow is. If this dollar yen turns around to the upside, there's been roughly maybe a 70% correlation where, let's say, if the euro dollar goes down, dollar yen goes up. Now, if that happens, if that continues to happen, what you're going to see is a dollar yen get bought up somewhere from like 110.50 down to 110. And as that happens, more selling in the euro dollar down to closer to the mid 105s before you get some kind of turn. I think there's a very good chance you're going to see the 105s get broken in the next few weeks, if not a couple months max. But until then, we just have to trade it day by day. So what am I looking for today? I'm looking for the opportunity to buy the dollar yen, and conversely, you could obviously sell the euro dollar, but I'm not too interested in doing that. I think I'd much rather buy dollar yen. I think there's a it just seems like a safer play because support is very well defined at 110, whereas with euro dollar, you don't have support for until price drops to either 105 or resistance in mid 106s, and the trading range for the euro dollar has just been a lot narrower, and so it gives a possibility for just a lot more movement in dollar yen itself. So that's just what I'm looking at. In tomorrow's video, I will cover a bit more on gold, because what you've also had is when dollar yen goes up, gold goes down. And so again, if I'm thinking that dollar yen is going to be bottoming out in the 110 area, that also means gold, at least temporarily, is going to be topping out at the 1260, in the 1260s range. So I'm not going to have time for that today, but I will be covering that tomorrow. And just know that, you know, euro dollar, gold, and dollar yen, these are very highly correlated. Euro dollar a little less so, but keep all that stuff in mind, and you want to be trading with correlation. You don't want to be ignoring that. So hopefully that helps, and otherwise, good luck trading today.